Hi, guys. Good morning and welcome back once again to The Edward. I'm your host, Eddie, and in today's video, I wanted to give you my spoiler-filled, got a lot of thoughts and feelings on this one, Season 3 review for the hit psychological thriller series show, You. No, not You. You. No, not You. You, the TV show. I'm a dork. I love playing with the name of the show. It's so easy. Anyway, I had a chance to binge all of season 3 yesterday. I got off to a late start watching it. I started watching it later in the day because I had an unexpectedly busy day at work. But I binged it all the way up till 1 o'clock in the morning. And I finished it in its entirety, and like most of you who have seen it already, I've got lots of thoughts and feelings on it, and I can't wait for Season 4. So before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled season review. If you have not seen You Season 3 yet, or you're about to start watching, or you've started watching and you're only in by the first 2 or 3 episodes, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be covering the entirety of Season 3 as I have seen and binged all of it. But if you're currently watching Season 3 and you're not done yet, don't keep watching or listening to this video, as I will be going into spoilers. Okay, spoiler warning is issued. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, hell of a season opener. I mean, the ending of the season premiere, you had Love killing, whom we all thought was going to be the sole focus of Joe's fixation and obsession for this whole season, the hot next door neighbor. And then Love fucking murders her right off the bat. So you're like, holy shit. Okay, so that was unexpected. I mean, with all the promotions and trailers, they made it look like this woman is going to be the target of Joe's affection or affliction. And Love kills her by the end of the season 3 premiere. And it's like, oh, okay, so where are we going to go from here? Fortunately, there was no shortage of violence or death this season. Although I will say the body count was incredibly low. By my count, we only lost 3 people. Much lower than the first 2 seasons. But it was still pretty damn good and interesting. I really enjoyed it. I think the show reinvents itself with each season, which is both a good and a bad thing, because I still loved the first season, and I wish the show would be more like the first season, but I get why they don't want to keep repeating themselves, because people would probably get bored with it. I can't speak for everyone, but I would still watch a show where every season Joe fixates on a new girl, eliminates problematic people in her life, and then tricks her or tries to get her to fall in love with him, and it all blows up in his face by the end of the season. That's how season 1 was, and I was really hoping that the show would continue with that trend, but it didn't. And that's okay, because you know what? It gave us new and interesting, exciting stuff all the same. And so season 3 is kind of a mixed bag for me, because I really did enjoy it, but the body count wasn't as high as I wanted it to be. My bloodlust wasn't quenched. Although I will say it was so satisfying to watch Joe murder that prick who was making his new love interest life a living hell with the custody battle thing. You know, and the guy was such an asshole too. I did not mind seeing him die. I was really hoping the mommy influencer would die, because I absolutely hate people like that. I cannot stand people like her, or the people of this town that they moved to. You know, the ones who get off on other people's personal business and drama and are just these soulless bottom feeders. However, I will say she and her husband, and I liked her husband from the beginning all the way to the end. I liked how they went on a bit of a redemptive arc in the final episodes of the season, and now they actually reconnect as a couple, and they both remember how to behave and act like real people with each other, and just real people in general once again. So that was a nice touch. Me wanting to see her die was quelled or calmed down by seeing her and her husband reconnect like that, and remembering, oh yeah, this is how people behave, right? I also really enjoyed the fact that Joe wasn't alone in his diabolical murder stuff this season. Like, I loved how Love was there as like a hand-in-hand type of deal, even though he was covering up for a lot of her shit. But it was interesting to see Joe sharing the murder spotlight with somebody else for once. And it was darkly hilarious how they brought their sweet poor baby boy out with them when they redug up the murdered neighbor woman and reburied her. I also like how Joe and Love's arcs across this season paralleled one another almost identically. To their credit to both of them, they feels like for the longest time they really did try really hard to truly change. But unfortunately, I think the theme or the message of this show or this season was that you can't change compulsive behavior. Or if you can, it takes years of practice and serious rehabilitation, and not something that can be fixed by moving to suburbia and trying to start fresh. Because ultimately, both Joe and Love succumbed to their compulsions and their psychopathic behavior. Love more than Joe, I think. Or maybe not. You could argue that they're both equally nuts, but God, I was just so happy that Love was finally out of the picture, because then I felt like it freed up Joe of whatever obligations he had felt towards her. And then I was sad to see him part with baby Henry, but I was really happy that little Henry ended up going to a very loving couple and not thrown into the crappy system that Joe and Marianne were both quite familiar with. So I love that Joe spared his son his same fate, or horrible childhood, which was, in a reformatory school. So I was happy. I wasn't surprised that Love died. I was delighted that she finally she was gone by the end of the season. I was surprised at the lower than usual body count, but it still made for pretty gripping, entertaining TV. Like, I loved how Joe finally clicked the mommy issues with the stalking and obsessing and fixating on women problem that he has. And to his credit, he did try for a while to really try to get rid of Ryan in the legal and non-murderous way, until obviously, then he didn't. Then he did do that. It got rid of him in a murderous way. But it still made for very entertaining TV. I really liked it. I still love season 1 out of all the seasons so far. It is still my favorite season, but seasons 2 and 3 have definitely had their moments, and they've been great. And I'm just so glad to see Love gone. I mean, I was getting so tired of her by the end of the season because she was so fucking crazy. But you know what? I liked that she still had somewhat of the same journey or arc in this season as Joe did. So at least there was that. Overall, really liked it. Everybody was great. I just wish there had been a higher body count and it was more of Joe murdering people than just Joe and Love dealing with this complex, super toxic relationship they had with one another. But it kind of worked out in the end. It kind of wrapped up Love's storyline, and Joe is now free as a bird after framing her for all the deaths and whatnot and the carnage. And some of the characters actually redeemed themselves in the end. Like, I also loved how I thought at first Matthew was going to become, the twist was going to be he was going to be much more sick and depraved than we thought he was. But it turns out he was just a guy who really did just want answers and closure on his wife's death. And he ends up reconnecting with his son in the end, which was nice. I was also delighted that they didn't kill off Theo, because I felt really bad for him when I thought that Love had murdered him. But I was so happy to see he was still alive and that Joe is the one who actually saved him. So I really liked that. Oh, God, this show is just, makes you feel so much, both good and bad. So cannot wait for season 4. I loved the fact that they renewed this show for a 4th season just a few days before season 3 dropped. So now we're not going to be left wondering if this is it or if there's more story to tell. And obviously there is more story to tell. So yay. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my You Season 3 review. What did you think of Season 3? Do you have a favorite season? Do you think this season was the best or the worst the show has done so far? Let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Have an awesome rest of your day. And don't forget to check back into this channel frequently throughout the day, as DC Fandom is occurring online as we speak. There might be some trailers and announcements I have yet to react to, but I will definitely be uploading some more videos later today, so stay tuned for that. Have an awesome rest of your weekend if I don't see you. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.